Hey guys, it's Ninja Misty here with...
Ninja Andrew.
And we are back with another exciting installment of Ninja News. And today we're going to be covering the hot button topic of what exactly is killing gaming in 2015.
Woot.
So what is it, Ninja Andrew?
Well, I think everybody sort of knows the main issue here, and that's the hype train. Everybody knows that buzzword, and everybody's familiar with the concept. But I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into exactly how and why the hype train is killing video gaming and who is exactly responsible for that. So let's get on with it, shall we? So essentially, I've been looking at a lot of videos on YouTube, articles, lots of different places, lots of different news outlets, gaming, journalism sites, everything, the works, right? And everybody's, got their opinions about, what needs to change in 2015, what the big problems are. You've got issues like Gamergate out there that everybody can't seem to either forget or get enough of, whichever side of the camp you're on. I'm not going to go into everything on that topic at the moment, but basically just there's a lot of controversy in the gaming world, and I think that is also symptomatic of the problem. But essentially, I think personally that the biggest problem or issue or thing that's killing video games for gamers is actually gaming journalism.
Sensational gaming journalism.
Especially, yeah. Like, there's many different types out there, and yeah, the more objective forms and the stuff that's actually, like, well-researched and based in, actual facts is great. There's a lot of sites, news agencies, I don't want to, like, list off, like, the whole bunch, but, like, the few that spring to mind are places like Polygon, Kotaku, GameFAQs, actually not so much GameFAQs, but like GameSpot is another one that's been doing a lot of this recently, as well as a few of the other like major YouTuber gamers that I follow, have all been boarding and riding the hype train, and fucking they're the conductors who are, tooting the whistle as we go down the track. Woo-hoo! With just the crazy train. This is the crazy train of frickin' just, like, way too much stuff, as well as, like, most of it is just controversy for controversy's sake, because, as we all know, controversy gets more views than the same old mediocre crap. So it's like, there's a lot of clickbaiting going on out there, where it's like, oh, we're going to have some really controversial topic, and then we're not going to actually give it the full depth of attention that it deserves, so that's just going to, rile everybody up, and they're going to be writing in the comments like crazy because, they want to get their particular point of view out, and that's, like, great and everything, but it really doesn't accomplish anything. But sort of getting back to the main point for me, which is that for the past few years, I think that we can all agree that there have been many games that the gaming journalism community has glommed onto, Destiny being one that we're looking at the moment, but that they glom onto and they hype the crap out of it. It's like they can't write enough stories about, like, oh, will there be enough content in Destiny? The developer has spoken out and says that they're considering an X, or, they really say, oh yeah, there's going to be plenty of content, but then when the game actually comes out, no, there isn't. You know what I mean? And it's like, and everybody who was worried about those things beforehand had every right to be. But the gaming journalism community is going to rile everybody up, hype everybody up, and then stand around going, oh man, I can't believe that everybody fell for that hype. that game was so overly hyped, while they are the actual ones that are hyping the games. Because it's not like it's not me. I'm not hyping the game. I'm not going around telling people, hey man, you have to play this game because it's going to be the bee's knees or the best thing you've ever seen. You know what I mean? That's the video gaming journalism community. That's what they're, and it's just advertising when it comes down to it. It's like the companies pay to have the journalism companies say good things about
propaganda.
Their game. Yeah, it's propaganda.
I mean,
You know what I mean? And to deny that propaganda is not the 100% whole thing that is ruining games for everyone is delusional. You know what I mean? The other part of this is like the incessant need to expose everything before the game has even come out. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the game hasn't even launched yet, but a month before it launches, you know that all of your favorite YouTubers are going to be playing the game, have a review up, be in the beta, you know, showing you everything, telling you everything that they possibly can before the game's even come out, so that by the time the game comes out, it's ruined. Or it's either you follow along with them and you like having the game exposed in its entirety, or you don't. And for me, it ruins games, and that's why I don't do a lot of like, here, I'm going to put something out early on my channel, because it's like, I actually respect the medium, and I don't want to just put out a bunch of stuff before it's even out, you know, for people to be able to play themselves. And like, it's kind of like if everybody already knows where to get the best weapons and, you know, what strategy is the best in multiplayer and, you know, X, Y, and Z and all these other things before we've even played the game, it's kind of like that takes the entire enjoyment of discovery and playing the game away from me. So I really don't like that, and it's like that's also prevalent everywhere. Like, they can't stop. So it's like, for me, the biggest problem facing gaming in 2015 is gaming journalism itself, because it has this ridiculous agenda of propaganda. It's not going to be honest to you about what the actual content or quality of the game that's released or delivered to you is going to be. It's going to try to be shady and deceitful because that's what the company wants them to do, right? They don't want them to say outright, no, this is not going to be in the game, or, you know, they want you to have all of this, speculation, maybe it will be, maybe it won't, we're thinking about it, when all of that really means, no, we're not going to do this. Maybe we would have done this if we thought of it 4 years ago when we started making the game, but now we're just going to think about, that's an interesting thought, but that's about it, you know? So, like...
And they may think about it and put it in where you have to pay extra for it later.
Exactly. Which is a whole other issue entirely, but it's like, to me, it's like, it's kind of ridiculous, the things that the gaming community or the journalism community gets, you know, riled up about when they don't even examine themselves, you know what I mean, with any scrutiny. So it's just like, I don't know, I think that people need to get their own perspective and be able to judge games for themselves. There's a few other examples that I'll just throw up here now that I'm thinking about them, are things like The Order. You know, super hype train, is it going to have enough content, blah, 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 when it comes out? No, not really. You know what I mean? At ESO, there's another game that, like, everybody was like, it is going to be the best thing ever. And we're actually still waiting for it, and it's gone free to play. So, yeah. It was never going to go free to play, right, guys? Bethesda would never do that. ZeniMax would never do that to their loyal customers, would they? No, of course not. That's why they renamed the game to Tamriel Unlimited, so it's not actually ESO that's screwing you over. It's something else now, right? Good plan.
And tune in for another episode entitled Microtransactions.
Yes, that we can do that next. You know, like, holy, definitely worth that episode. So, is there anything else you want to add to the topic of the hype train and just like the practices of the journalism community and things that maybe irk you or things you like even?
Well, I mean, I think a great deal of it you covered. Big one for me, I'm running around, and it was Destiny just the amount of hype that led up to this game. And I'm not saying that you couldn't run through this game and some of the gameplays, and it's not like you come in here and it's like, oh my god, this gameplay is terrible.
Right.
It's entertaining for a little while. I knew from the beta that it wasn't going to be anywhere near what they had hyped it up to be. It was going to be like the thing that was going to revolutionize gaming in the 21st century.
Yeah.
And it came out, and it's just the same old, same old. It's kind of like, looks good. I mean, the mechanics.
The sky and the environment and the guns and everything looks nice, right?
And it's not terrible to play.
Right.
It's just they let it up to, it's the equivalent of like the second coming of Christ or something, and it's not there. And what I see with a lot of gaming journalism now, it's kind of like the equivalent of like celebrity rag magazines.
Absolutely.
Where it's just blowing up all this stuff, it's the TMZ of the gaming world. Where there's just all of this either outright lies,
right,
or unbelievable hype that no game could live up to, let's all be honest.
Misrepresentation, doublespeak,
And the thing that gets you, it's like, I'm willing to pay for entertaining games. They don't need to try to make them all sound like that it's the best thing ever crafted by man.
Yeah. If the game quality was there, that would speak for itself, and we would be like, oh, that's interesting, let's invest in that. But when...
Well, and that's the thing. If you took some of your budget and kind of put it back into maybe tweaking some of the things that would make the gameplay more enjoyable and kind of lay off a little bit on the advertising, we would probably have better games. Yeah. I mean, I've been playing games for a long, long, long time, and the amount of advertising and hype that I see now versus then, when people were still buying and playing these games, you don't need a carnival for every game that comes out. Right. You know what I mean? It just...
It's
taints.
Tacky, and it taints the entire experience as a consumer of, I just want to enjoy this stuff without all of that,
And so what you tend to then do is kind of back off a little bit from what you expose yourself to, because you don't want to be disappointed again.
Right. And you don't want to waste your money on something that's being sold as one thing, but it's really not.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't be informed. Obviously, you need to know what's coming out, and you can look and say, well, does this look like something that I would be interested in playing? Just like if you were going to buy anything. Yeah. Well, is this something that, looks like, is this a book I want to read, or, music that I want to listen to? So it's good to have a little bit of exposure, but sometimes what they're presenting to you, it's kind of like you go to the store and you see this fantastic cake, and you're like, this is like the best looking cake ever, and everybody at the grocery store is telling you what an awesome cake it is, and you're like, oh my god, this is like, the most epic thing ever. And then you get it home and you find out that it's like sawdust and styrofoam
on the inside.
Right, and you're kind of like, well, it looks fantastic on the outside, but when I bite into
everybody at the store said it was going to be great.
Everybody at the store was like, yes. And then what you start to feel like is they're lying to me to get my money, and then they don't care once I've spent my money.
Which is why I have to say, in the past 2 years or so, the purse strings have gotten a little tighter for me, not because I'm, suffering or need to save the money for something. It's like I always, if I want to buy a game, I can swing that. That's no problem. But it's like, it has to deliver. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to buy it because somebody else says buy it, or it's because somebody else says, oh, this delivers the best experience, without any sort of basis or backing to that statement,
I didn't know you had a purse.
Dude. It's a coin purse.
Fancy. Yes. No, but,
Exactly.
I think we all know the point that we're driving at.
Yeah, like, don't fall for the hype. Don't fall for the clickbait. Understand what it is as it is propaganda. and formulate your own opinions and decisions when it comes to games. Don't let other people tell you what to think or believe, and then you can take all of this stuff for just the entertainment value that it's supposed to be, as Missy says, like the celebrity gossip rags, because that's all that is. It's just trash, you know what I mean? And that's what, a lot of gaming journalism is now these days. So,
unfortunately,
try not to let it ruin things for you guys. I would still be very excited about games that you see that you particularly like the look of or like the sound of, and don't let other people tell you any differently.
Well, and just, have realistic expectations about gaming. If it sounds, it goes back to, like, what your grandma told you. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And so you just have to, and that's not saying there aren't epic, awesome games out there, because clearly there are. Oh my God. Should employ my strategy of running around the box. But yeah, I mean, just be realistic about what games can provide.
Right, and don't let your default position be, let's just give developers endless credit where there's no evidence that credit should be given. And the example I'll give with Destiny is, like, before this game came out, I was on the forums every day talking about how I didn't think that the worlds were going to be big enough. I didn't think there was going to be enough content. Everybody was like, oh, no, I'm sure Bungie knows what the hell they're doing and what they're talking about and blah, 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 blah. And lo and behold, when the game comes out, there isn't enough content, at least not for me, as somebody who, like, enjoys playing games on the level of Skyrim. It's like, this is kind of, scraping the bottom of the barrel compared to a game like that. And it's like, so I was right, they were wrong, but did they say anything? And what are they going to do? What is their investment because they're wrong? Is it like, they're going to have to pay something? No. It's like, if I was dumb enough to listen to them and not just go on what the evidence which was that there isn't anything, and I'm not going to just believe that there is because Bungie, you know what I mean? It's like, go with what's the evidence that's available right in your face. Don't believe that the company says that they're going to do something. Believe it when they actually do it, okay? And that'll help you to make better decisions when it comes to games.
And always think about that in the future, when you're coming across games from similar companies again. If they try to put the level of hype out there like they did for a game that disappointed you in the past, then you need to let your voice be heard through what money you choose to spend.
Right.
Because until you start doing that and holding companies accountable for putting out lackluster content, you're not going to see a change in the industry.
Right. And I think that's a topic for another video as well.
It is, but it bears to
Definitely.
be said here as well.
So, be smart, guys. Make smart decisions. Hopefully this has helped you to be able to, think for yourselves a little bit more and, take stuff for what it is, guys. Thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and we will be bringing more videos along these topic lines to you in the future. And would you like to close us out, Misty?
Well, of course I would. So, guys, if you have any pressing gaming concerns, let us know in the comments, and we can weigh in with our 2, 4, 5, 6 cents, however many we've got.
Right.
And join us next time for more news on Dork Ninja Gaming. Bye.